Dmitry Bivol says he's got the speed, power, and mobility to beat Artur Beterbiev on October 12th in their undisputed championship clash.
I am in boxing since I remember myself. I have all of it to all boxing skills to beat him.
At a recent press conference held in London, Bivol said that he is eager to unify all belts and added that Osto 12 will be an unforgettable night for boxing fans. Competing at Kingdom Arena, one of the world's top venues, is an honor, and I'm grateful to Riyadh season for this chance. When asked what meant most the belts or the chance to take on Beterbiev, Bivol said, "I wanted the undisputed fight first, and I wanted to fight against the best boxers in the light heavyweight class. This is my goal, to make my name." He wears these belts. Bivol said he wants to be undisputed and that his efforts would be wasted without the fee. Bivol mentioned this. "This is my goal when I came to pro boxing, to be the best in the light heavyweight division. And this is the final fight to prove myself what it means for me. I've been in boxing since I was 6 years old. I gave so much in my life. This is the final step. Did I do everything right or not? I want to make sure that I did everything right." Bivol said that he has everything in his arsenal to win against Bad. He said, "I'm a fighter. That's enough power, enough speed, enough movement, boxing technique, and IQ to beat Beterbiev. I can sometimes use my speed and my movement. Of course, I'm expecting all scenarios he can go. He could move forward so fast in the beginning. He can also move back and counterpunch. He has a lot of good skills, and he can use them against me," with Artur Beterbiev sitting approximately 10 meters away from him at the top table in London. Dmitry Bivol was typically respectful about the task ahead. He also thanked Beterbiev for making this fight possible.
Vadim Kornilov, to my promoters, Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith, Andrei Rybinski. Everyone was wanted to make this fight also. And of course to Artur Beterbiev, thank you for making this fight also. And this is my goal when I came to pro boxing.
Artur Beterbiev is a man of few words, but the highly capable WBC, WBO, and IBF light heavyweight champion has said he is 100% fit and focused on his October 12th unification fight with WBA king Dmitry Bivol. Artur said it's top of the meaning in boxing when you have 4 belts, and that's it. "I want to win a 4th one." He asked if he was specifically happy with the defining contest coming against Bivol, whom he has known since his amateur days. But he added, "Every opponent is different and every person is different, but we have prepared for this fight to be ready for everything." The contest was originally set for June, but Beterbiev injured his meniscus, and the fight was postponed for his need to heal. He now says he is ready and would not be fighting if he was not fully repaired and prepared. But TF said, "Yes, because I always do preparation for 100%, which is not for me." But Beterbiev stopped short of making a prediction for the fight when asked if he sees himself going the distance with Bivol, considering that Beterbiev is the only champion with a 100% knockout ratio in today's boxing age. But Beterbiev said that he never wants to knock out anyone and rather focuses on other details of the fight.
I mean, again, so far, no one has gone the distance with you. Do you expect to go the distance October 12th?
I never did prediction, but and I never want to knock him out someone, It's happened like I always more focus for different details, like to prepare to do good things. For me, good thing.
The press conference finished with a face-off between the two unbeaten fighters. One thing that is going in Beterbiev's favor is that he doesn't move a lot except in straight lines, so the only thing he'll need to be concerned about is getting to Bivol to cut off the ring if he chooses to stay on the run. But TV's ability to cut off the ring will be important because Bivol won't be able to stay in the pocket and fight him due to his lack of power, weak chin, and tendency to avoid taking punishment. But Turf has previously said that he's considering moving up in weight if he's victorious in his undisputed light heavyweight clash against Bivol. If Bivol loses to Beterbiev, he'll need to continue pursuing his vision to become undisputed in a rematch if there is one.
Main goal, for this category. We'll see after.
Any other challenges in mind?
Yeah, if challenges, maybe.
If Beterbiev vacates the titles and goes up to cruiserweight, Bivol would need to collect the belt slowly, which could take some time. Years despite Beterbiev's injury earlier this year, Bivol also expects him to be in the best shape of his life. Artur Beterbiev, according to Bivol, is a very good pro fighter who knows how to fix his problems. He could be in the best shape. That's what I have in my head. Of course, I'm not thinking about whether that's going to be in the best shape. When asked if he respects Dmitry Bivol, he said, "Of course, I respect all fighters that went into the ring with me. I just believe I can use all my skills. I need all of them. I have to think twice and be focused all the fight. And I can win. I believe he's the most powerful and strongest foe." Canelo Alvarez recently revealed that he is keen to move back up in weight to avenge that loss and thinks it's the only fight that can add to his legacy. He stated, "Right now there's not many people left. I fought everybody. Bivol is one of the guys I'd have my repeat with to add to legacy. Like I say, if he wins a 75, undisputed Bivol is only the second man to ever defeat Canelo, outpointing him in 2022 when the Mexican moved up to 175 pounds to challenge for the Russian WBA title." Bivol has now responded to Canelo's comments about the match. He said, "No, I'm not surprised because he was mentioning it before. I don't think about the match at all. I've got my training camp and the Beterbiev fight, so we'll see. It's just talk. If he wants to do a fight, he doesn't need to talk to the media. He needs to talk to Eddie Hearn." Bivol went on to praise Canelo's performance against Berlanga. He added, "It was a fantastic fight. I didn't see it in full, but I saw a bit, and he was good. Berlanga was bigger, but Canelo's boxing skills are better." Of course, even when Beterbiev was asked if he'd like to fight Canelo, he responded by saying that he's only focused on Bivol but mentioned that he fancied the idea of fighting Canelo when he had a belt in the lightweight division.
To see Artur Beterbiev and Canelo Alvarez.
I don't know. When Canelo Alvarez has one belt from my division, that time I want to fight with him. But now I don't think so. I don't really didn't interesting have fight.
When speaking previously about the fight, Canelo tipped Bivol to get the victory with his in-and-out footwork holding the key. He said, "I think if he has the condition and good game plan to go there and end out and do all these things, I think he wins." However, in a more recent interview, Canelo now believes it's a 50-50 contest and gives Bev every chance of getting his hand raised.
Plan to travel, and then again, this is a 50-50 fight. A fight between two very accomplished fighters. Bivol's going to have a very tough opponent in front of him. It's going to be a good fight.
However, trainer Robert Garcia has picked Dmitry Bivol to earn a decision over Artur Beterbiev. On October 12th, he stated, "I can't wait for that one man. That's going to be a fight that's hard to pick the winner. I lean towards Bivol by decision. I just think he's got that style that he's not going to allow Beterbiev to get in. I don't know. I just think Bivol will push it up and earn a decision win." Garcia acknowledges that Beterbiev remains tough at 39 years old. He has knocked out every opponent he has faced during his 11-year professional career, and while Bivol marks his greatest challenge, Garcia knows Beterbiev has the power to be a constant threat. Garcia further added, "I also wouldn't be surprised if Beterbiev hurts Bivol and knocks him out because that guy has so much power that he could knock anybody out." Robert Garcia thinks that Bivol may find himself in difficulty against the knockout king Beterbiev. He stated that in order to win this bout, Bivol must be the Beterbiev fighter in the ring. He also believes that Bivol has to move quickly to counter the power of Beterbiev. Well, that's what Bivol is going to do. Just boom, 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 touch, touch, and move, and touch, touch, and move. But that power is always there, man. That power is the last thing that leaves, Todd Duo insisted, but V is looking for his 21st destruction. He said, "When we come into the fight game, one thing we really like is that absolute determination when somebody goes for that absolute destruction, and every time Artur gets in the ring, he just goes to terminate. When I first met him in Canada, I was scared out of my mind sitting at a table. The guy is an absolute animal. You just feel it." Beterbiev former opponent Callum Johnson says that Beterbiev power gave him nightmares when asked who he thinks would win the fight between Bivol and Beterbiev. Callum picked Beterbiev.
Me, who I think is going to win, I say Beterbiev. Is that because I want him to win? You know, I think I do want him to win, just because it kind of like makes it look a little bit better for me, if you like. But it's a very interesting fight, one I'm looking forward to.
When you look back at your experience in the ring with Beterbiev, like, if you could describe his power, because I've said
because I'm going to have nightmares.
Writing in reply to a question about who will come out on top in the upcoming mouth-watering clash, Shocker Stevenson gave his answer on X. He wrote, "I got Bivol, but it's very hard for him to win. Undisputed heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk predicts who will be the world's next undisputed light heavyweight champion. The Cat Usyk chose Bivol as a likely winner." The Ukrainian champion said, "I guess Bivol has good legs and good movement. I watched a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Good boxing, defending counter punches and combos. Artur Beterbiev would easily beat Dmitry Bivol." According to Gile Zhang, Zhang discussed the fight, saying that Beterbiev's power will be too much for Bivol, resulting in a knockout victory. He said they're both outstanding fighters, but Beterbiev will hurt him and probably end this fight with a knockout. I think Beterbiev's power will overpower Bivol's and end out footwork in his skill set. I think Beterbiev is just way too strong. Lyndon Arthur, who has previously sparred with after Beterbiev, voiced his opinion on the fight between Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Arthur recognizes Bivol's superior technical skills and great boxing IQ, which will make him a difficult opponent. However, he feels Beterbiev's sheer power is an important factor that should not be ignored.
Obviously, as a man who shared the ring with Dmitry Bivol, he's facing Artur Beterbiev now. What's your thoughts on that undisputed match?
Well, I used to think Bivol was I still think Bivol was the best. Bivol was elite, but now I've seen that, and I felt Bivol doesn't hit as hard as what I think he needs to keep Beterbiev off. I've sparred Beterbiev. I know how hard Beterbiev hits in 16 ounces. I wouldn't like to take them shots in 10 ounces. Not for as long as that anyway. As a 12-round fight, and I don't know, man. Bivol's a boxer through and through, and he'll be happy to stay in there and box it off if it can be done.
Roy Jones Jr. feels Dmitry Bivol has a tiny advantage heading into his massive and disputed fight against Artur Beterbiev later this year. Jones Jr., a former light heavyweight champion, has cited various reasons why Bivol should be regarded as the favorite. He said no, it's not a 50-50 fight. One Beterbiev is 38 years old. 39 Beterbiev has been down. Bivol has never been down, said Jones Jr. when speaking to Boxing Social. Bivol has been in there with who at the time was the pound-for-pound best in Canelo Alvarez and made him look like nothing. He further added, so it's not a 50-50, but Turf has got everything to show me to bring it back to a 50-50 fight right now. Bivol has the advantage. Tim Bradley was asked to call the undisputed fight but couldn't. He spoke of a tough fight. I'm going to say 50-50. He then admitted that he had previously backed Bivol to win, but now sees it as a closer contest that will take the best of the Russians. I've always supported Bivol, but Bivol is going to have to fight a perfect fight to keep Beterbiev away from him. The former super middleweight world champion leans towards Beterbiev in the clash of relentless and powerful pressure against precision and movement. You have to have a powerful jab to establish, create, and maintain that distance with Beterbiev. If you don't have that jab that keeps him busy, honest, and at long range, then he will eventually just march you back. Every time Smith had his back on the ropes, he was in serious danger. Bivol is much more comfortable boxing off the ropes, but I think Beterbiev is the favorite. Maybe there's recency bias there. I probably go with the Beterbiev win, but I wouldn't be confident on it. Eddie Hearn praised Beterbiev, stating that Bivol had never met a boxer exactly like him before. Hearn said Bivol is up against Beterbiev, who is so difficult it's like he's not human.
You're fighting a guy that's not human. You know, he's not breathing. Every shot hurts. Even in the clinches, you see how strong he is. I'm not sure I've seen anything like it before, really. It's like he's not right. It's just like it's an unfair advantage.
Eddie Hearn also praised Artur Beterbiev, stating that Bivol has never met a boxer quite like him before. Hearn emphasized that Bivol is the underdog in this game, and he defined Beterbiev as so tough that facing him is like confronting someone who isn't even human. He said, I know he's getting older, and you hope that he is slowing down, but he isn't. He's actually doing his best performances. Now it is very difficult to outbox him in the 12 rounds because he is actually going to wear you down. He is going to force the pressure with his shots around the back of the head and shots on the ears. They really hurt. Sean Porter shared his thoughts on the upcoming game. Porter expressed faith in Bivol's ability to defeat Beterbiev, anticipating that the fight would not end in the early rounds as previous occurrences have demonstrated. Artur Beterbiev is going to take a lot of punches like he always does, and I don't think he can catch up to Dmitry Bivol. Porter, nope. He can't drag Bivol into a fight. Too damn disciplined, too much side movement, too intuitive. Good boxer George Groves praised both fighters in their respective styles. He said Beterbiev, once he lands, he has an effect. The question would be, can he land on Bivol, and does it have the same effect with everyone else? He's boxed Bivol was exceptional against Canelo when he gets his game plan set up and he sticks to it. He boxed exceptionally well, but it's a safe first approach from Bivol, and you realize he hasn't stopped anyone in a long time. Years and years. He beat Lane and Arthur out in Saud recently, but I thought he would do a bit more of a demolition job on him, and if you put Lane and Arthur in with Beterbiev, you'd believe he'd just walk through him. Super middleweight contender Lonnie Thompson expects a fast knockout victory for unified light heavyweight champion after Beterbiev. Lonnie has sparred with Beterbiev before and knows firsthand how powerful and talented he is. He feels that B is too small and weak to hold off Beterbiev. He said, I'm excited for the fight it's going to be on. You know who I'm going to be rocking with, Beterbiev. I don't think it's going to go past 7 or 8. Lonnie feels that Bivol doesn't move nearly well enough to keep Baia from cutting off the ring on him and trapping him in 2 exchanges, which he's not designed for against this type of puncher. He further added that, in my opinion, Bivol doesn't move that well for more rounds than that, and after cuts off the ring extremely well in just a beating on them on the shoulder and the hips, and I think Bivol is going to get stopped relatively fast. Blair Cobbs thinks Artur Beterbiev's strength will be a game-changer when he faces Dmitry Bivol later this year, but enters the bout unbeaten and with a perfect knockout record. Even though Bivol may be his most difficult opponent thus far, Cobb is a welterweight contender himself feels Beterbiev will prevail. He stated Artur Beterbiev has unbelievable strength and power. I don't know how Bivol is going to be able to fight somebody like that. I don't see Bivol being able to survive something like that, but it will be very interesting. Bivol could land too many punches on Beterbiev, mess around, and start piling on points. Joe Smith Jr. is a struggling boxer who has suffered losses against Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. His battle with Bivol was quite competitive, and he even knocked him down at one point. However, his performance against Beterbiev was his worst. Despite this, Joe feels that Bivol is a superior fighter overall than Beterbiev. In a recent interview with Theod, Joe was asked which of the two combatants was more difficult.
In my opinion, I felt Bivol was, the tougher fight for me. He's all-around fighter, but both fighters are very skilled. Beterbiev, he's very accurate with his punches. He hits you where he wants to. But,
He wants to, but it's so what do you think about this fight? Share your thoughts in the comment parts below and also like and subscribe to our channel if you like this video.